really grateful to be there. But I think there were a lot of growing pains, and it was a lot of new people. I was kind of out there with no, like relational like anchor and like that kind of thing. And so I don't know if any of you guys have ever like moved a long ways away from maybe your family or gone off to college in another state or whatever. Like that's a very human thing, but it just kind of caught me off guard. I grew up in Norman my whole life, and I went to OBU. And so it was my first time being that far away from home, kind of as a semi-permanent move. And so I think one of the things I was grateful for was a select group of friends that like helped me kind of like healthily write through those situations. And so a lot of these songs were born out of conversations with them. And so I just kind of wanted to share them with you so that we can have these conversations, because I think that's a beautiful thing, and I think that's why we do music anyway, is so that we can connect with other people. So this first one is called Care, and I was kind of captivated by this idea of being in Nashville around a lot of opportunity and around a lot of growth and things like that, but really all I wanted a couple weeks in was just somebody to care. I didn't really want the schooling anymore. Like the shine had worn off, the honeymoon phase was over, and what really mattered to me was just the connections that I got to make. And so this is Care.
I don't need more money, I don't need more time, I don't need attention, I don't need to shine. I want you to care. I don't need your body, I don't need your mind, I just need your heart intertwined with mine. I want you to care. Do people come and go 'cause it's too painful to stay? Who am I to say? I shouldn't have to earn it, Lord knows I've been trying. I shouldn't be embarrassed when you see that I've been crying. No, no, no. I want you to care. I shouldn't have to stumble, Lord knows I've been trying. I shouldn't be embarrassed when you see that I've been crying. No, no, no. I want you to care. People come and go 'cause it's too painful to stay. Oh, if I'm being honest, shouldn't I say I do the same? Who am I to say? If I never wrote a note, if I never played a chord, if I was just a soldier with a dull and broken sword, would you care?
Thank you, guys. That was Care. About halfway through the semester, I started panicking because it was a Sunday night and I had a song due on Monday and I had nothing because I didn't manage my time well and I didn't even sit down to try to write up until that point. And I had just had a conversation with my friend and former roommate. He moved out since then, but about how he felt about his wife. I was missing him. We talked on the phone, and they were, I guess, engaged at the time, but now they're married. And it was just this beautiful, simple, just cheesy but real conversation about how he felt, and I just got to steal it because songwriters get to do that sometimes, it's poetry, baby. But this is called Pretty.
Hear the leaves falling if you listen. I wanna watch them with you. The sunlight's warmer when you kiss me. The orange and gold peek through. I laugh and I cry. You're there by my side. I'm fixed on your smile the whole time. Hands in the leaves that fell already. I'll sit by you if you let me. I don't have a lot to say, hope that's okay. I could call you pretty, be true, but I've never had someone get me like you do. Oh, I could call you pretty, be true, but I've never had someone get me like you do. I feel close to you in a way I never thought I could. You lay here with me when I feel misunderstood. I laugh and I cry. You're there by my side. I'm fixed on your smile the whole time. Hands in the leaves that fell already. I'll sit by you if you let me. I don't have a lot to say, hope that's okay. Oh, I could call you pretty, it'd be true, but I've never had someone get me like you do. Oh, I could call you pretty, it'd be true, but I've never had someone get me like you do. I could call you pretty, it'd be true, but I've never had someone get me like you do. Oh, I could call you pretty, it'd be true, but I've never had someone get me like you do.
That was Pretty. Thank you, guys. That was the name of the song was Pretty. I don't know. I wasn't like complimenting myself after this. It's good. Self-love is good, I guess. Whatever. Thanks. I appreciate that. It means a lot. I'm going to switch over to the electric now. I think it's important that when we write music, it's not just like some like idealized version of what we think. I think sometimes we can write songs the way we want to feel, and then it takes our whole lives kind of chasing those songs to actually feel like that and to actually live like that. So this next one's called Forgetting. I'm going to switch to the electric, and then I'll kind of talk to you a little bit more about it. So this song is called Forgetting, and I wrote it, wrote part of it, unfortunately, the week after the Covenant shooting in Nashville. That was like 5 minutes down the road from where my school was. And, unfortunately, that's like not a super uncommon thing to think about or hear about now, but this one felt a little more real because it was kids in this community that I was in, the kids that had gone to the restaurants that I was going to, and it sunk into my heart. And recently with Choctaw and with some other like racially motivated shootings recently, it's just been heavy on my heart that sometimes we hear about these things, and we do the good thing of saying that I'm so sorry for your loss. We hear these things and they make us sad, and then we wake up the next morning and nothing really changes. We don't really, it doesn't spur us to do anything. So I'm guilty of that, and that's why I wrote this song. And so this is Forgetting.
I'll ignore it. My heart is heavy already. The names and the face I'm forgetting. They were somebody's everything. No. We report it. They're writing a story already. Idle hands are praying for blessings. But it's really as normal as anything. No. I'm sorry, sorry for your loss. I'm sorry that it didn't change me at all. I'm sorry for your loss. I think I'll write something poignant, convenient but tasteful and bold, so that everyone watching can know. Oh, I'm moved, just not out the door. Oh, I'm broken, just not at my core. Oh, I'm passionate just till I'm bored. I'm sorry, sorry for your loss. I'm sorry that it didn't change me at all. I'm sorry for your loss. We hear it, but that's all we do. We hear it, just hear it. We hear it, but that's all we do. We hear it. We hear it, but that's all we do. We hear it, just hear it. We hear it, but that's all we do. We hear it. I'm sorry, sorry for your loss. I'm sorry that it didn't change me at all. I'm sorry for your loss. Oh, I'm moved, just not out the door. Oh, I'm broken, just not at my core. Oh, I'm passionate just till I'm bored. Oh, I'm moved, just not out the door. Oh, I'm broken, just not at my core. Oh, I'm passionate just till I'm bored.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. So after that time, something kind of beautiful that can happen after a tragedy like that is you become closer with the people around you, and I think I saw some really beautiful pictures of love in the church that I was at after that shooting, and in my friends after that, and this idea of love being most visible and most tangible when nobody can earn it and nobody has anything to offer, and it's just closeness, and I loved that. And I think being in a city like Nashville where there's so much opportunity and so much industry, sometimes it can feel transactional, like you really pour into a relationship because you think that it can give you something back or something like that. And so I was struck by these examples of love that wasn't earned, but it was given just freely. I think that's what Jesus does for us, and I think that's what we're called to do for each other. And so this is Love Like Money.
There's a mean old man who worships papyrus, writes fancy words on the back of his eyelids. It never reaches his heart, 'cause he wouldn't like it if he really stopped to read what they said. But he's really pretty smart, but he's not a fan of mercy or grace, a love that expands to hurting and broken people who couldn't earn it. Sometimes I wonder if he gets tired of all that working, 'cause you can't earn love like money. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? No. Oh, you can't earn love like money. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? And there's a scared little kid, he'll never measure up, so acutely aware that he doesn't know enough. And he really tries his best, but he'll never do or say the right stuff all the time. But he doesn't have to anyway, he's missing the point. He thought that love was something you could get for work like a coin, but he was born just as beautiful as he could ever be. Sometimes I laugh 'cause he reminds myself of me, because you can't earn love like money. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? No. Oh, you can't earn love like money. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? No. Something you can't earn nor lose. Oh, you're worth it being you. Oh, you can't earn love like money. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? No. Oh, you can't earn love like money. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? No. Oh, you can't earn love like money. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? No. Oh, you can't earn love like money. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? Thank you. So for these next ones, I'm going to have Josh come up and actually play with me. I'm really excited about this. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate you. I have had the distinct pleasure of knowing Josh for a long time, and he's had the even more distinct pleasure of knowing me. And he's been my youth leader. He's been my friend. He's been my regroup leader. He's been a lot of things to me. But one thing through all of those changing titles that he's always been is just kind. So I just appreciate him being up here. I didn't tell him I was going to do that, but I just wanted to be a jerk and throw him off. This next one is called Only Fair. I think a lot of times I love like R&B and like breakup music, and a lot of times in those songs, it's written like the other person is like the biggest villain in the entire world, and there's no nuance, and I love that sometimes, because sometimes you want a song like that, you know? Sometimes that hits the spot. But in Nashville, I sat down to write one of these songs, and I just couldn't. Like there was too much humanity in the situation. That person's not evil, you know? Neither am I. We both messed up. We both hurt each other, and so sometimes it takes a little bit of time to have that perspective, but this is only fair. Told my parents you were getting dessert, and you parked in my car, you're tugging up in my shirt. If I remember, I think I told you first, I hate it when we're apart, then I went and got you hurt. See your number, you ask me how I've been. You say that we can start over, now I'm falling again. Then all at once you're gone, I'm starting to spin. I hope that we once felt back then. I guess it's only fair. I guess it's only fair. I let you standing there. I promised that I'd care, but I guess it's only fair. think about you every once in a while, about the curls in your hair, how it felt when you smiled. But really I should be the first to admit you left me bleeding on the pavement. But then again, I guess it's only fair. I guess it's only fair. I left you standing there, I promised that I care, but I guess it's only fair. I guess it's only we haven't spoken to each other in the longest. Time heals all wounds, that's what they've all been. Saying things we never should have promised. Saying things we never should have promised. We haven't spoken to each other in the longest. Time heals all wounds, that's what they've all been. Saying things we never should have promised. Saying things, I guess it's only fair. I guess it's only fair. I left you standing there, I promised that I care, but I guess it's only fair. I guess it's only fair. I guess it's only fair. I left you standing there, I promised that I care, but I guess it's only fair. I guess it's only fair. Thank you, guys. So these next couple, I also wrote in Nashville. These were actually the first and then the last songs that I wrote while I was there. And I just kind of picked up the guitar and I was trying to do my best Dave Grohl impression because I love the Foo Fighters. So I was playing around with riffs like that, but I think I had a friend call me just talking about a hard situation that he was going through. And it just kind of broke my heart a little bit because I could tell that he was pretty apprehensive for like the first half of the phone call to admit that he was, like really going through it and he didn't really have any answers. And I heard a lot of, but I'm cool, it's whatever, like that kind of thing that we say when we're on the phone with other guys or whatever. And then there was this beautiful moment in the phone call where it switched and it felt warm and the situation didn't get better, but we felt close and we were there for each other. And so this is that song kind of born out of that heartbreak of just seeing how cold it can be to be that alone, I'd give the world for a hand to hold, interlock our fingers and never let go. Emotions unfurl, strong men are cold. So never mind, I'm fine, I'm cool, And I got plenty to call, all kinds of hotlines. But I learned too young to tell you I'm fine. And so I practice facing the mirror like the one I'm wearing now. It's like I'm breathing in with no way to breathe out. And so I practice facing the mirror, cover any sign of doubt. It's like I'm breathing in with no way to breathe out. Ignore the low, find some escape. Lonely, but I'll never say it straight. And we all know what this life takes. Isolation's a sacrifice we make. And I got plenty to call, all kinds of hotlines. but I learned too young to tell you I'm fine. And the girl next door says she loves my smile, so I'll hide the rest of my feelings for a while. So I practice facing the mirror, what I'm wearing now. It's like I'm breathing in, no way to breathe out. So I practice facing the mirror, cover any sign of doubt. It's like I'm breathing in, no way to breathe out. I don't wanna be strong, I wanna be close. I don't wanna be strong, I wanna be close. I don't wanna be strong, I wanna be close. Don't wanna be strong, I wanna be close. So I practice facing the mirror, like the one I'm wearing now. It's like I'm breathing in, no way to breathe out. And so I practice facing the mirror. Won't you show me you're here now? It's like I'm breathing in, hold my hand and now breathe out. It's like I'm breathing in, hold my hand and now breathe out. Thank you. I apologize for the people in Norman who were able to come to the worship night. Caleb is not playing this next one with me, but it was debuted with my brother on the drum set, so that was super cool. So sorry, Josh, that you have to live up to that, but you can try your best, I guess. I don't know. This one's called Leaves, and I think, simply put, faith can get really complicated sometimes, and loving a God that I don't understand can get really hard. But I keep coming back to this thing where when things are going wrong and I'm just sitting outside and everything's quiet, like that's actually when I can hear him the loudest. So this is Leaves. I started sleeping with my window open, right round the time when I felt the most broken, right round the time when I needed to feel close to you. In the cold air, it felt like Bible verses. I know now that it was all the same person. I know now that it always has been you. And there's a whole lot of things we say about you that I'm not sure are entirely true. Oh, I don't understand, I don't think I was meant to. Though you've never really spoken to me, I like to imagine that it's you in the trees. Don't know what to call it, just that I believe I hear your whispers in the leaves. Though you've never really spoken to me, I like to imagine that it's you in the trees. Don't know what to call it, just that I believe I hear your whispers in the leaves. Oh, I think of the wind as my oldest sibling, telling me you love me even when I'm not listening. And I don't feel so alone, 'cause you're right there. And in every morning's new beginning, the sun is dancing, sky is singing simple songs that tell me that you care. And there's a whole lot of things we say about you that I'm not sure are entirely true. I don't understand, I don't think I was meant to. And though you've never really spoken to me, I like to imagine that it's you in the trees. Don't know what to call it, just that I believe. I hear your whispers in the leaves. And though you've never really spoken to me, I like to imagine that it's you in the trees. Don't know what to call it, just that I believe. I hear your whispers in the leaves. Though you've never really spoken to me, I like to imagine that it's you in the trees. Don't know what to call it, just that I believe. I hear whispers in the leaves. Though you've never really spoken to me, I like to imagine that it's you in the trees. Don't know what to call it, just that I believe. I hear your whispers in the leaves. Thank you guys for letting me play for you. I'm so excited for you to hear the rest of the music for the night. Stick around, we're gonna have a little bit of an intermission, change things over, and then the party really starts. Yeah? All right, okay. Thank you guys, love you all.
I am the thief with blood-red hands. I am a bull with morality, breaking China with all of my friends. Part of me wants perfection, the other doesn't need blue tape. I believe I was born to have direction, but I've got scribbles on my pages. Somebody's in me singing, oh, break free of your cages. I'm not just a Karen of the new age, so I want more than your wages. So I pour my heart out, all that I can through the cracks, singing, I am the broken man. Oh, sometimes I open up the music box to see where magic makes the tune. Pins are shiny, but the gears are not. Which item is of more use? Part of me wants perfection, the other doesn't need blue tape. I believe I was born to have direction, but I've got scribbles on my pages. Yeah, somebody's in me singing, oh, break free of your cages. I'm not just a Karen of the new age, so I'm more than your wages. So I pour my heart out, all that I can through the cracks, singing, I am the broken man. Adrift in the ocean, just a man about to drown. My answers to questions just don't give me any ground. I need to remember I was lost, but now I'm found. I was noise, now I am sound. I am sound, I am sound, I am sound. Somebody's in me singing, oh, break free of your cages. Oh, I'm not caring of the new age, so I want more than your wages. Yeah, somebody's in me singing, oh, break free of your cages. I'm not just a caring of the new age, so I want more than your wages. So I pour my heart out, all that I can. Yeah, I pour my heart out, all that I can through the cracks, singing, I am the broken man.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. When Josh called or texted or whatever to us all like 3 months ago, I was like, hey, we should do a concert because the album came out 10 years ago. We all went, sure. And then we three proceeded to do absolutely nothing, and Josh did everything else.
That's exactly right.
I wish I was joking. But seriously, thank you all so much for being here. We are just really glad to share the music with you and celebrate 10 years and all that. For those of you who may not know everyone, that's Graham. That one's Jeremy. I'm Michael. That's Josh. And then there's two extra people. That's Kyle, and that's Preston. I say extra because some of you are like, there's 4 people on the album of the cover of the album, words. And I'm like, yes. But truth be told, Kyle has played Valinor live more times than Jeremy and I have.
And without Preston, I think there's at least 3 things that we did that wouldn't have happened. So more or less, these guys are part of Overseer, whether they're in the pictures or not. So we're really glad to have them up here with us for a couple of songs and all that. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for being here. Graham, what's the next song we're playing?
Hey, everybody. Thank you, Michael. I had to change guitars. I really appreciate that. That's going to happen a couple more times. So hopefully you'll hear from a few other people besides me tonight. Thanks so much for being here. I mean, this is amazing. Thank you for having us, Redeemer. Thanks for just kind of crashing in on our little sobbing 10-year reunion. So if there's a bunch of crying people who look like they just past 30 or around there, not us. Definitely not our friend group. So good to be here with y'all. And kids, oh my gosh, y'all, this is an exciting group tonight. And so I feel like this next song I want to dedicate to y'all because when I was your age, of all kids in this room, that doesn't make any sense, but when I was some of your ages, I read the Chronicles of Narnia and I never got over it. And really a lot of my life is just being a nerd about stuff that I don't get over. So I wrote a song about one of those books. This is Shasta. Have fun. Shasta, Shasta, I see a darkness in the sandstorm. I hear you toiling by the sea. I feel you moving in the womb, kid. Are you lost? Your body doesn't fit the landscape. You're not owned by a calamine. I've got a similar sensation. Can we fly? Can we fly? Can we fly? Shasta. Shasta. I'm being called out by a lion. He's got a ripping hold on me. I won't survive the transformation. Are you safe? The desert's moving like a river. The black is eating out the sun. This horse's body is your blanket. Are you cold? Are you cold? Are you cold? Shasta. Shasta. But you won't find it if you don't believe. So I will bear you if I can take you. But you must promise me one thing. Shasta. Shasta, Shasta, Shasta. That was fun. I don't get to play with a full band very much, y'all. This is fun. That was cool. Okay, I got to change instruments again. We all give it up for Preston and Kyle for joining us on those songs. Well, it's funny. You might see we have iPads up here. If you didn't notice them, I should have mentioned it because we would have looked a lot cooler if you didn't notice them. But they're up here because, surprise, surprise, I forgot all the lyrics most of the time when we would play these songs in college, and that's still the case. So thanks for the grace there. We loved getting to play music, songs about Narnia, and getting to lead worship at OBU and other places. This is a song we played a lot called When God Speaks. To be honest, the straight and narrow's been the road I've strived to follow, and the road on which I've found myself alone. And God there, through Holy Spirit, is coupled with the rocks and the grit of stress, distress, and weariness of heart. But then God speaks and heaven rumbles, the earth gives way like rolling thunder as the living Lord sends peace upon his child. And when the words come through heart's conviction, though I'm quite aware of my frail condition, I am brought into the sanctum of his love and the friendship with my God. The new day comes with promises as that same sun says hello again, and I marvel at his strength that burns so strong. The revelation of reality of earth sets in, and unfortunately I'm discouraged by our failure to rise above. But then God speaks and heaven rumbles, the earth gives way like a rolling thunder as the living Lord sends peace upon his child. And when the words come through heart's conviction, though I'm quite aware of my frail condition, I am brought into the sanctum of his love and the friendship with my God. Well, God came down as a humble man through Jesus Christ, his perfect son, the servant of the criminal and lame. The crucifixion day, the Savior took the form of any other crook. He was beaten, battered, and where was God today? Well, God was quiet and heaven trembled. Jesus' eyes were tears and tremors. He knew he'd find no heavenly hope today. Oh, Eloi, Eloi, where is your touch? I know you love them so very much, but my blood spills fast. My life is leaving me. For their friendship with you, God. And he's happy for all. Yeah, he rejoices in our victory or the fall. But Christ would have no victory and death nothing do if God didn't see the last of his plan through. And so God spoke and heaven resounded, said, Satan, man, get to the ground. Oh, Christ, my son, get up and breathe again. The stone heard the call and saw daybreak, smiled and laughed and rode away to show the world salvation through the one, the resurrected Son. 'cause when God speaks, heaven rumbles, the earth gives way like rolling thunder as the living Lord sends peace upon his child. And when the words come through heart's conviction, though I'm quite aware of my frail condition, I am brought into the sanctum of his love, of the friendship with my God.
Thanks, y'all. Thank you so much.
That's it. We're old and retired. I'm just kidding. We're going to do something a little bit different now. We're all going to kind of leave the stage. And it has been 10 years since we recorded these songs. And so we're going to sort of take a break in the middle of this show. We'll come back with everyone at the end and do some songs. But we're going to let everyone in the band sort of take a turn to play a few of the songs they've written over the last 10 years or so, kind of share a little bit about what they've been up to. So I'm going to pass the mic back over to the wonderful Graham Jones.
Thanks, Josh. Yeah, I was excited when we got to do this part next because it's so great to celebrate the songs that we used to sing, but also the ones that have come in between too. It's fun to track the years that way. And this song is the one that kind of speaks to that. I got to release a couple records over the last few years. One about just holding on to faith through doubt and darkness and everything in between. And that one's called The Story's Still Alive. Or a Christmas record that Josh has played several shows with me on for that. In fact, I got to play that at Redeemer a couple years ago, I guess, a year and a half ago. I think that's right. But this is a new song that hasn't found its way onto a record yet. I hope to record it, release it sometime soon. But I thought I'd play it tonight, not only because the state of Oklahoma is in the title of it, but also because it kind of speaks to the changing of life over time and the weird balance of what stays the same and what changes. It's got a weird title, and anybody who knows me won't be very surprised. It's called Theseus in Oklahoma, and yes, I'll explain it because that's a really weird title. But over the last few years, it's been a time of transition. My wife Bethany and I, we have a little 2-year-old now, and so there's new life and lots of joy there. And then I've also lost several grandparents, and that's been a loss of life. It's really hard. And particularly on one side of the family, once we lost my grandpa last year, we lost a connection to Ardmore, Oklahoma, to that town. He was the last connection we had to that place. And so I was wrestling with that. And really, it's about losing him and losing Ardmore. But as I was writing it, it's really about any time we lose a person and a place and that season of life. And yet, I think in the gospel and in faith, there's something redemptive, even at work, in the loss. At least that's my hope anyway. So here's, and I should say too, I'm sorry, I'll get in trouble if I don't say this. Theseus in Oklahoma, to explain. So there's a philosophical problem called the ship of Theseus. Okay, so it's this idea that there was this ship in the harbor at Athens, and they kind of kept it in memorial or whatever of Theseus. Theseus, the person's name I just said. Anyways, I was trying to think of a philosopher's name that I'm sure Josh will know, but I don't remember. But the point is, the hero Theseus, he goes on this great adventure, and then he leaves the ship, and the people of Athens are like, yes, let's keep it. This is awesome. And the idea is over time, it rots, and it gets old. So they have to replace different planks in different parts of the ship. And so this philosopher guy hears about this story, and he starts to think, wait a second, when did it stop being the real ship of Theseus? How many planks did you have to change out before it's actually just a different thing, right? And so this song takes that analogy and applies it to, Ardmore, Oklahoma. I think Theseus was onto something, and I can feel it in this Oklahoma town. 'Cause the streets I used to feel like home in feel like someone else's now. And you can drive by the same lights at Christmas and still eat at that old burger place downtown. But Theseus knows something's different, and I can feel it in my heart right now. grandpa was a history teacher, even more a hero than old Theseus. And through faithful work over many years, many thousand lives were touched, and my knuckles bear a dear resemblance to his that worked beneath the Oklahoma sky, that baited hooks and dug for fossils many childhood Julys. So if you see me crying driving down I-35, I hope you won't be surprised by the reason. 'Cause those same exit signs that used to tell me I'm alright have me grieving now. Yeah, nothing feels the same. Yeah, Theseus, he taught me something. You take a brick out of a house and you've changed the town. Well, how much more when that town loses someone that you cared so much about? And we buried him just down the road. He's reunited with his lifelong darling now. But besides a rock and a quiet meadow, I've no anchor in this town. So if you see me crying driving down I-35, I hope you won't be surprised by the reason. 'Cause those same exit signs that used to tell me I'm alright have me grieving now. Nothing feels the same. Now I'm longing for the new creation, for the comfort past the loneliness and pain. Oh Jesus, hear my supplication for something wonderful and strange, where the red dirt meets a rolling prairie, just a bit south of the Arbuckle Mountain Range. Will you make a town where I can tarry in the memories we made? And then I'll drive down all those streets in glory, right to the house with the front door that always squeaked. And I'll hear him inside telling stories to my laughing family. But for now, it's just another sunset, and that hope is just a little burning flame. Like a wick, the world is always changing, but a shining light remains. Thank you so much. Next up, the only person my wife knew when she first got to OBU, and my freshman and sophomore roommate, Jeremy Smith.
All right, well, similar to Graham, I've been doing some music things over the years, but something that I learned, which a lot of y'all, I mean, we all are creatives in some way, but as I've gotten older, I've learned that sometimes to create something, you don't have to inherently do something with it. Sometimes it's about the process, sometimes it's about processing through things, working through things, and finding an outlet in order to do that. And as I've gotten older, I found that songwriting is kind of that way for me. And I've written many songs, and I've recorded an EP, but it's more, for myself, this creative process of being able to work through things and being able to express myself in a way without feeling like I have to, do something with it. And so some of these songs, I'm gonna share 2 songs with y'all. The first one is just about relationships and about how hard they can be sometimes, and how sometimes whenever you go through turmoil, you go through struggles within a relationship, and then you kind of come out the other end of that and you have a different perspective. And sometimes that perspective is a little bit more of a mirror, for yourself. Whenever you in that moment and you're thinking one thing, and then you get out of that moment and you realize, oh, that was actually about me. Like, oh, that was something I learned about myself. And this is one of those songs, and so the song is called Haunted. Why'd you grow up so quickly in the house that you built? Walls you can't see over, thoughts you can't keep still. I hear a story getting started, I hear the sound in your voice. It's a broken-hearted memory you're still trying to avoid. I don't think it's that easy cleaning up after all the bleeding. You're still left with questions. You had the love, had the time, I had a chance to call you mine, but I asked the question. Boxes in the hallway, hardwood under the floor. Oh, I knew this love was haunted. Turns out there was someone here before. I don't think it's that easy cleaning up after all the bleeding. I'm still left with questions. You had the love, you had the time, I had a chance to call you mine, but I asked the question. I see you standing at the doorway, afraid to look outside. I know you think about forever, so you can make it through the night. I don't think it's that easy cleaning up after all the bleeding. You're still left with questions. You had the love, you had the time, I had a chance to call you mine, but I asked the questions. I don't think it's that easy cleaning up after all the bleeding. Still left with questions. You had the love, you had the time, I had a chance to call you mine, but I asked the question. right, thank y'all. So this next one is a little bit of a shift. I know a lot of us went to OBU, kind of grew up in that circle of things, and whenever you leave and you enter into the real world, become an adult, you a lot of times start to grapple with your faith. You know, what is it that I believe? What is it that what is this faith that is something that I truly believe in? And I've had a few moments like that of these wrestlings with God, trying to figure out, you know, is this something that, you know, I was raised in, or something I truly believe for myself? And being someone who wrestles with these things through song, one night just, you know, took out a pen and a piece of paper, wrote it down, and turned it into a song and put it on an EP. And it's I believe it's John on the Cross talks a lot about this idea of the dark night of the soul, where it's this fear, this loneliness that you experience, that whenever you make it through to the other side, you gain a different perspective, and you gain a depth of what you went through. And I think in a lot of ways, this, you know, being a Christian, as you grow and develop in your faith, you have a lot of those. Whenever you really, you know, faced with, you know, what it's like just to be a human, you know, experience disappointment, heartbreak, loss. It's hard to not make it through life without a few of those, you know, on your back. And so, as we all know, there's, you know, there's only one person that can, you know, that we can give those to, that can carry them. And so, this song, as you'll know, as you'll learn, it's called A Prayer. It's just a few years ago, it's me being very vulnerable with God. And as I've shared with people, it's been something that a lot of people have just found comfort in, and just a reminder that God can take your honesty, even if it doesn't seem nice all the time. So. There's a rumor, seems to be true. A rumor, it's all about you. They say that you aren't as kind as you seem. Excuse me for being brash, but I know you'd want me to ask, is there a point in life this will make sense? 'Cause I'm starting to wonder if there's ever been any thunder in your voice. Maybe it's all in my mind. Maybe I'm trying to find a reason in the noise. If you are who you are, well, I'll follow you. It's just so hard. I could cry all night, wake up and still not feel right. So were you there when my loneliness took control? I have doubted every single thing I once said I believed. So when facts collide with don't confess. I know you are who you are, and I'll follow you. It's just so hard. There's so much politic religion that keeps me from living like I should. The ones that I call my friends, the ones your children tried to save, they never could. Well, I know you are who you are. Well, I know you are who you say you are. I know you are who you are, and I'll follow you. It's just so hard. All right, thank y'all. All right, yeah. So next we got up Josh. Where is he at? Y'all know Josh. Come on, give it up for Josh, the person that made this happen, as y'all talked about. So, just experience this little transition. I appreciate y'all because this was actually the first time I played that song live. So, hopefully, spoke to one of y'all. Just a good reminder that in the end, God does win. So.
Sorry, everyone, give me a minute. Before we get to the music, because I'm not really a songwriter like these boys are, we're going to slow it down a little bit. I'm going to invite you to a place that I'm going to call the Poetry Corner. So I have to sit on a stool or it's not poetry. I'm just going to read two because I've been inspired by the vulnerability of my friends writing their songs and singing them that I'm gonna sing an original song after I read some poems. I've never done this before. I finished writing it about an hour ago, and it's gonna be terrible. But y'all love me, so we're gonna give it a shot. All right. This poem is called Discernment. I believe that when I release one thing, I tend to take hold of another. I have adopted an old word for this practice. When I was younger, I knew many things which now I do not know. I was arrogant to call my intuitions knowledge. But so I did. On several occasions, my knowledge tore down, though I knew myself to be building. I have never known myself well. I did not know the life of discernment, of the many changing grips as one climbing, clinging to rocks for dear life. I know that my handholds are a matter of death and life. I know that this is the case for you and me today. I know that this is the case at the end of these long, long days. But when I was young, I knew only of this last matter. I suspect that I have incidentally let go of some things which I might have needed for this journey, or set down one thing, forgetting to take up that which belonged properly in its place. But all my prayers have been to know where my hands should be along this climb, which is to say, what to be holding when the sun has set. To learn to sift the truths from the untruths, to hold loosely the things that do not glimmer as the morning dew with grace. Thank you. I'm going to read one more, and sort of like Jacob said earlier, if y'all were here at our worship community art night that we did here a few weeks ago, you've already heard this one, so sorry. This poem's called An Office. Prayers for the hungry. Prayers for the brokenhearted, the mourning who ought to have been blessed. Prayers for the soldier in all kinds of wars. That's you and me too, don't you know? And blessings for their families, keeping the peace in their typical ways. Prayers for my friend's dog, who is blind, older than I knew dogs became. They bought him a stroller just to take him to the park. Prayers for my sister and her son, who cannot decide what family is or isn't, who cannot decide how right they each are, cannot see their own wrongness. We are all wrong about so many things. Prayers for those of us certain our rights outweigh the scales, and those of us too burdened by mistakes to see the victories, the kindnesses, the givings. Prayers for everyone who ever prayed for me when I deserved it and when I deserved no prayer. Prayers for my enemies who deserve no mercy of prayer. And prayers for weeping mothers, crying children, distant cousins, lonely lovers who believe in nothing to pray to. You, too, deserve to be in someone's thoughts, on someone's lips in supplication. And why not? Prayers for my enemies, that tomorrow we can sit together over grits, pecan pie, mashed potatoes, and all revelries of heavenly delight. I will pray for that meal. Thank you. All right, give me another minute. Everyone give Michael a hand for just sitting back there while I do all of this unscripted stuff. You have to be patient. I have to tune this guitar too. I'm just going to take my sweet time up here. Thank you, Michael. Also, everyone look in the back and give a hand to David Stolt, who's running sound for us. He's ducking behind the soundboard. Okay, that's close enough. See if I remember any of the words of the song I wrote an hour ago. Get my phone out just in case. I'm also not much of a singer, so I just appreciate you all being here and creating the space for us to do our thing for the songs that sound good and the songs that sound like they could have some room for improvement. Not really anywhere to put this. Yeah, that'll work. All right, the song's called Self-Portrait. Years old, in the shadow of your brother and sisters. Imaginary games, praying every day for adventure. Too young to know words that weren't spoken. Tears on your sister's face told you something is broken. Hummingbird fly on home. Little hummingbird, your heart is a hummingbird too. Hummingbirds all the way down within you. Praying every day, that's hummingbirds all the way to the top. Praying every day, his wings will never stop. Hummingbird, hummingbird, do not fear. I don't want to live in a cage, but I don't want to be free. I want to need what I want, and want what I need. Simon of Cyrene, take up your cross. The Savior needs saving today, whatever the cost. Climb onto that cross, nail down your feet. There's no way to nail your hands to that cursed tree. Hummingbird, hummingbird, let it go. Fly on home. Do not fear. Let it go. Thanks. All right, now I want to welcome to the stage Michael Giuliano. He's going to help me play a song that I didn't write, but it's just a really good song. I don't remember what I'm playing the song. I don't remember if this is a key I practiced it in, so we'll see how this goes. All right, thanks. Today is not my day. I don't have the parts to play. I've settled down. I've learned patient now, let the fire burn. I'm just waiting for the seasons to change, waiting for the curtain to fall. I can lose my cool like a restless fool, but I'm waiting for my time to come. I've tried, I failed. I thought I gave my all, now it's hard to tell. Is this the end of this dream I lost, or just an introduction to how much it may cost? I'm just waiting on the seasons to change, I'm waiting for the curtain to fall. Could lose my cool like a restless fool, but I'm waiting for my time to come. Complicated. It feels like hope is faded, but I know it's just the way that we go. I cannot control. I'll wait here when my light is low. I can give a little time for this dream to grow. So I'll wait here when my light is low, just waiting on the seasons to change, waiting for the curtain to fall. Could lose my cool like a restless fool, but I'm waiting for my time to come. I'm still waiting for my time to come. I'm waiting for my time. Thank you. I'm going to once again welcome to the stage Michael Giuliano, because he gets to go next. So.
Hi. Thanks, Josh. Hi, Liam. That's my son. He was waving to me. I want to say hi. So, yeah, my name's Michael. I don't have a lot of words. I don't know how to introduce myself any more than that. Oh, hang on a second. Yeah, Michael. Thanks, Allie. My wife and I do like some college ministry stuff, and I have some of my college students here, and that was Allie, and she is always very supportive. Thank you. So it seems like in correct fashion for Overseer, when Josh said, hey, we should do an Artist in the Round thing, I was like, okay, I haven't written anything in a while. So when I found something I wrote, it's like, great, I started practicing it, and then a week ago I changed like all the chords and the melody and the verse, and yeah, so I'm going to do my best on this, and I do apologize, but I even changed like the starting notes, so we're going to see how that all works out. What? No, it is not, Caleb, but thank you. But yeah, so here we go. I forgot I was going to play this without the ears in because I can't hear anything. There we go. Blood and sweat with tears and pain flowed from the Savior's brow to know that He would for us see the wrath of a holy God.
What fear did grip his heart? The angels came to bear him up and offer sweet relief. And yet his heart was weary still, prepared to bear the load of sinful, wretched souls. His body the bread, his blood the wine, we take that we may see again his face and hear his words. Do this and remember me. Scored with thorns, pierced and torn, his body stood to bear. But this was least his suffering, nor was it what he feared. The veil there lingered still. At last he hung high on a hill, a prophecy fulfilled. He bore our grief on that cursed tree to break death's dreaded hold. As prophets had foretold, his body the bread, his blood the wine, we take that we may see again his face and hear his words. Do this and remember me. His final breath and dying words, he knew the dead was doomed. In dreadful pain his father turned. Christ knew he was alone. For us he died alone. His body the bread, his blood the wine, we take that we may see again his face and hear his words. Do this and remember me. Do this and remember me. Please, my friends, don't forget me.
Thanks. Graham's going to come up and play one of our songs from the album that he wrote about his home back in Missouri?
Really close. Texas. Really, really close. Yeah, we'll get back to In the Offing, but that was so fun. Thanks, guys, for letting us. That was, I mean, mainly for me to get to hear one another, like, share some stuff, but thanks so much for taking part in that. I'll take us back to May 1st, 2012, 11:55 p.m., months before the world's going to end. And 5 minutes before my birthday, and I wrote this song.
5 minutes till I lose myself. Just a moment and I'm gone. And what 10 years did I live so long? To what 10 years did I move on? And how many times did I think to myself about these years to come? And how many times will I pray for some help, for stepping out on my own, to go reclaim my home? The 3 persons I still have for me, who guide my weary, tired feet. Do they remember who I used to be? Or am I my own biography? And how many times did I think to myself about these years to come? And how many times will I pray for some help, for stepping out on my own, to go reclaim my home? One moment holds my symphony, and every note's a moment long. In one moment I was bound and free, so in this moment I'll be strong. So in this moment I'll be strong. We wake up, we take off, we don't remember much at all about the words we said last night. We gather info like a thermos, but when the coffee's gone, I'm not full. It just was passing me along. And if I could sit here, I likely would. And if I could rest, you know, I'd love to take the chance. But all this middle ground is a mess. So if I'm to move at all, I better head another side. I feel the calling to something higher. I feel there's something more to this. There's some kind of balancing act, yeah. So test the tower, see them scatter in confusion, and I'm beginning to think we built on similar sand. And if I could sit here, I likely would. And if I could rest, you know, I'd love to take the chance. But all this middle ground is a mess. So if I'm to move at all, I better head another side.
I'm no prophet. I preach just like 4 or 5 times a year. And I'm now a 31-year-old adult and the lyrics don't apply. But I still have a simple word to heart. There's something lukewarm in our water, and the disease that it infests needs to be shocked to be killed off. But if I could sit here, I likely would. And if I could rest, you know I'd love to take the chance. Oh, this middle ground is a mess. So if I'm to move at all, I better head another side. Oh, if I'm to move at all, I better head another side. Thank you.
So we have yet another instrument change by Graham. He's been loathing those. When we were actually going through the set, he's going, I have to change. Why did I do this? And I have to remind him that in college, he carried around a lot more instruments. Anyways, the next song we're doing, when Graham first showed it to us, we asked him what it was about, and he didn't really give us a straight answer, and so it kind of became a joke. And then we asked if it had a title, and it didn't. And then, well, it just didn't have a title until we recorded the album, and then it still didn't have a title, so this is Untitled.
Quick story about this song. It's not about the lyrics to the song. It's just simply about, we played at a pumpkin patch one time, as college bands do. And there was a barbecue grill next to the stage, which was also a trailer, as pumpkin patches do. And yeah, it was fun. But if I remember right, this is the song that most of, I think all of 1 and maybe 2 verses, I sang da-da-da because I didn't remember any of the lyrics to it. We're going to try not to do that tonight. Boy wants to be an astronaut. The girl with the polka dot said, I think that's neat, can I ride in your spaceship? The boy nodded his head. He said, of course you can, you look the part, and I can make suits for 2. And she, I love you, and if you'll let me come, I'll give all I am to you. Boy and girl take off, and several years later have kids and a family. And neither have ever been in a spaceship, but the boy still wants to be. He says, I can look and act the part. Can someone tell me why not? And she, I love you, but where's your heart? Have you been given what you've got? And I can act very sane, but I just want to stop and say, you're pretending that the sun needs an attorney. You're playing like the mountains need a night or 2. You've been telling all the lakes where to take their water, and they've already been told what to do. Boy finally gets what he sought, the suit and ship and all.
The girl is left with what he's got, but she doesn't want him at all. She says, why don't all of my dreams come true? I'll leave and figure out. She changes lives, solves world hunger, and runs from all her doubts. And I can act the very same, but I just want to stop and say, stop pretending that the sun needs an attorney. You're playing like the mountains need a night or two. You've been telling all the lakes where to take their water when they've already been told what to do. You're pretending that the sun needs an attorney. You're playing like the mountains need a night or two. You've been telling all the lakes where to take their water when they've already been told what to do. Pretending you're a hired mercenary. Stop playing like you're God's favorite employee. Your name isn't even written down on his payroll. There's only one name that can be. So live your life, don't just breathe it in, 'cause you'll never survive if you only take what you get. Saving the day and writing songs all at the same time. So good. I should probably let you play an extra song or something.
I'm good. Next time.
No? Okay. All right, fine. I just want to hear that mirror one again. I really like that one. All right, y'all. What's next? I don't know. Probably a song about Timothy. How's that sound? Does that sound good? Okay, cool. If I can get this thing in here. There we go. This next song, I was distracted clearly by the in-ears. I was going to tell a really sweet story, so that feels like it doesn't match the moment as well now. So what I'll tell instead simply is that this song is one I think of often when I think of Overseer, because it's really about friendship, about discipleship, and relationships that mean a lot. And yeah, here's Timothy. Will somebody please light a match in my head so that all my loose ends can be lanterns instead? I tried to make sense of the knots, but my ends are afraid. Does anyone know how to charter a course? Who can look down at earth and then lead all the lords? I'm so prone to get lost over and over again. I'm caught in my own sin. Lead me all the way and catch me should I fall to my own calamity. Push me on to where you've already gone. 'Cause you can help me be more than just just Timothy. Does anyone see that eventual light that's after the tunnel and after the night? Just signs on a road is my life if I'm only alone. I'm a mess on my own. So lead me all the way. Catch me should I follow my own calamity, and push me on to where you've already gone. 'Cause you can't help me be more than just Timothy. Will you find me? Will you teach me? Will you guide me on? I guess what I'm trying to ask in this song is, could you walk beside me and help me along? And lead me all the way. And catch me should I follow my own calamity, push me on to where you've already gone. 'Cause you can't help me be more than just Timothy.
Yeah, I think Graham hit on that really well. I'm not sure if it's like this for y'all, but when I think of our time that we spent as a band, this song is kind of like that soundtrack that plays in your head. And so as y'all, look back at seasons, you realize your community is really what carries you through a lot of it. Leading each other, leaning on each other. And this group of guys, we spent a lot of time together in cars,
A couple
and
hours.
camps, and D-nows, and random church gigs, and all kinds of stuff. And so, looking back, you get out of college and you kind of reflect, and this song, I think, sums it up pretty well for us. So I think you hit the nail on the head when you said that this is kind of the Overseer song, lyrically, at least.
Feel that. The one we just played.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because this next one kind of, it's the other one I think of too.
This
Funny
next
enough.
one I thought was feels like our attempt to be like a hardcore rock band.
Yeah, this is the
So-
one we played at
Which you'll
Falls
see,
Creek.
you'll
Like,
hear it, yeah.
we played this at Falls Creek 2013, or was that 2014? I forget.
Yeah, somewhere,
And
yeah.
I feel like there were other 2 responses. 'Cause we would play this next song, which is It's Hope, and it's really hardcore. And then we would play Timothy.
Which is,
And there'd be 2 responses. There'd be the boys would come and be like, I love that hard rock song. It was so cool. And then some of the girls would come and be like, I cried during Timothy. It was so good. Yeah, maybe that's the spectrum, is Hope and Timothy. There it is. That's us as a band. Anyways, here we go. We're going to wake up a little bit with Hope. No, we're not. Where's the noise? Oh, no. Oh, here we go. We got it. Ready?
much space, as if the distance in between is my shame. Too many stones and no sling. Where is the giant? Where is the sting? I'm drowning in love. How can I see? I feel like a refugee. Where is the voice that calmed the storm? In every darkness I was reborn. I'm looking for light in these gray skies. I need the third day's hope for the first day's light. Waiting's not my friend, it's not my forte. I just feel like caulking every gap that marks my face. And I can't see the end, but I cannot for shelter. I just want to reach my destination in the rain. I'm drowning in love, how can I see? I feel like I'm losing me. Where is the voice that calmed the storm? In every darkness I was reborn. I'm looking for light in these gray skies. I need the third day's hope for the first day's light. Where is the voice that calmed the storm? In every darkness I was reborn. I'm looking for light in these gray skies. Where is the voice that calmed the storm? In every darkness I was reborn. I'm looking for light in these gray skies. I need the third day's hope for the first day's light. I need the dead man's cry to bring me back to life. I need the bronze snake raised before my open eyes. I need the third day's hope for the first day's life.
Thanks, y'all. Thank you so much. We got one more. Is that all right?
We're going to bring up Preston and Kyle to finish this out with us.
That's right. Y'all, I know I said thanks to Jakin earlier for the songs and the pack, but really, can we give a big, big applause for Jakin McDonald? Awesome songwriting opening up tonight. It's really, really wonderful. Such a joy. Redeemer, thank you so much for having us. Andy and Paul, you guys are awesome. All been dear friends over the years. Thank you, Redeemer. Thank you, David, again on the soundboard for making sure everything we unplug and plug in sounds good. That's awesome. We'll end with a with a common theme in our songwriting, as you've heard tonight. A lot of looking for faith. This last song's called Valinor. Yes, it's called Valinor. I know. I already told you it's a Narnia song. Of course, there's going to be a Lord of the Rings song, but it's in the hope that I still cling to that same faith, longing for a real Valinor. So one with us. Thanks so much, y'all, for being here tonight. Really appreciate it. Battlements of stone and rock, and all I cannot stand. Disgusted by accomplishments and works of my own hand. Bleeding lines upon the earth, I question who I am. Is this the end? Is this the end? Do all ships bear misfortune? Is there a Valinor to be found? Does the value of my soul portend? Am I hearing a foreign sound? Or is that the beating of my heart? Battlements of stone and rock, and all I cannot stand. Disgusted by accomplishments and works of my own hand. Bleeding lines upon the earth, I question who I am. Is this the end? Is this the end? Do our ships bear misfortune? Is there a Valinor to be found? What does the value of my soul portend? Am I hearing a foreign sound? And do our ships bear misfortune? Is there a Valinor to be found? What does the value of my soul portend? Am I hearing a foreign sound? Or is that the beating of my heart? It's not the end. It's not the end. It's not the end. It's not the end. Oh, it's not the end. It's not the end. Oh, it's not the end. It's not the end. Oh, it's not the end. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, y'all. Thank you so much for coming out tonight, y'all. Stick around, say hi, hang out, unless you've got kids who need to sleep. God bless y'all. Good night. Thank you.